Good morning, everyone. This is Damian Maynard. I'm joined by Lori Alexander this morning, and I'm just going to give people a few minutes to get in and join us because that's what we do here. We have a live chat open for those who would like to come ask questions. If I have the answer to them, then I will. And if I don't, well, then I'll find an answer for you and present it on a later show. This series is about the Keystone and Dakota Access pipelines and the uranium mining that's been planned for a long time for those areas. So we're going to present evidence to the fact that they're running these pipelines for the purpose of mining uranium. How are you this morning, Lori?
I'm good, Damien. How are you?
Oh man, it's been a long, arduous trip getting all this information and putting it into a form that I think is presentable for everyone.
Yeah, the last show we did was kind of a little. It was we didn't realize that a lot of the screen shares weren't sharing, and a lot of the maps you couldn't see. Hopefully, this time we've overcome those obstacles, um, and hopefully the maps that I've hopefully they show a little bit better up on the screen today.
I think that maybe a couple of them are a little pixelated, but for those people, I know I got a lot of questions on whether we could make them bigger or not. So
Now,
Lori
hopefully,
and did that.
um, yeah, I really wish there was a way that we could in our comments. The comment.
But there's not. And
Yeah,
unfortunately, there's
I think
not.
that's another. I think that's something we need to talk to YouTube about. They've got so many things that they could improve upon.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and jump into this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show this first. I'm going to show this first screenshot, and I'm going to see if I can hold on present to everyone. That way they can see it. Okay, this is the outline of Dakota Access Pipeline, and it runs from North Dakota, of course, from the Bakken supply area to Illinois, almost in a straight shot southeast. So, or southeast rather, yeah, southeast. But this entire area is high concentrated areas of uranium radon, and more or less from this area, and I'll go into why this is colored differently, and why I think it's colored differently here in a little while. But this whole area, this upper area, is high concentrations of uranium, and this going down towards Texas is going to be lower or intermediate amounts of uranium. So in saying that, I'm going to show this map here, which shows all this area that's running through here. All this purple is really high concentrations of radon, which is an offput of the uranium. And then as it comes down through here, it slopes off and doesn't, it's more, it's lower concentrated.
We even talked about on the last show why I mean, if you look at the route that the pipeline takes, you know, you would think, I'm sorry, but I've always learned that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Right.
Yet, you know, you've got this taking this drastic eastward motion to southern Illinois when to Texas. So, I mean, you know, you have to, when you look at it from a logical point of view, you have to ask yourself, you know, why is this taking a different the Keystone is?
And we'll go over that as well. This is the back end supply, or the Keystone pipeline rather. And you wonder why it starts in Canada, and I'll tell you why. Because that's a high concentrated area of uranium also. So all this area that it's going through is, again, high concentrated areas of uranium, all the way from up here, right, through Montana, through this corridor that they go through. And if you look, they completely swing around this area because it's lower supplied. So this is where we're getting at. And we do have information on that also. And again, I'll be putting links to the stuff that we're showing, although I can't put maps in the description area. I will be giving the links for the all the information, and there's a ton of information that I've compiled on this particular subject.
You've been working on this for a while.
Ever since I found out about it, yeah. And which hasn't been a super long amount of time, but again, well, as soon as I got it, I came forward with it. So
what's sad about this is that these people that are up protesting this pipeline, you know, in the Dakotas, I think none of them have any idea what the real reason is behind this pipeline going through their area. They want to protect the water table from contamination from the oil, but they don't realize that there's already contamination in their water supply from the uranium.
There is, and actually we're going to show some of the data on that also, if I can find it here.
Right. I mean, I realize that we have, in fact, what is equivalent to Chernobyl right here in the U.S., and that's from uranium mining in the upper Midwestern U.S. I mean, you know, the number of people's well, I mean, you have a map, don't you, of the contamination in the water table?
I do, actually. Let's see here. I'll bring that up on screen. This is the just in North Dakota. This is the can you see that there? I want to make sure that you can see it. I want to make sure that people in the chat can see it also.
Yeah, we've got it.
I know it's going to be a little lagged.
Click on your icon at the bottom so that your screen share stays on the screen.
Okay.
When I talk or you talk, it doesn't pop out.
Gotcha. Oh, I got to bring this back up.
People need to stop calling me. I don't answer my phone right now. I don't want to talk on the phone. I don't want to talk to anybody.
I turned mine down. I can't hear it. It might buzz, but I don't hear it. And nobody else does either, thank goodness. So I'm going to present this to everyone. And here, this was done in 2015, I want to say. This map. So these are the uranium concentrations in the groundwater in southwestern North Dakota. Sorry, 2011 is when this map was drawn up. This is from the North Dakota Geological Survey. And I will put the link to this site, which it's going to have a lot of the information that we're giving today. Excuse me. But these little red dots everywhere are where the contamination is in the actual water supply. So, and then you have a massive area here, which this area here has a large concentration of uranium in it. Again, there's a lot of uranium in North Dakota, and that's why they're doing this. See, all these speckled spots are areas of concentration of uranium. So you can get an idea of how much there is there.
Right.
And the pipeline is running right through these areas of interest.
And when you look at how they mine uranium, you would think that they mine it. You know, when you think of mining, you think of heavy equipment, you think of digging, you think of, pitch hammers or whatever. But that's not the case. That's not how you mine uranium.
Right, and I want to explain that these tiny little dots are small amounts of concentrations, and then the larger the dot, the higher the concentration. And if you actually go to this website and check this out, and some people are watching on their phones, some actually go on the computer, but the whole point of the matter is that you'll be able to see this for yourself. And if you have a pinch and pull screen, you can pull up the map and pinch and pull and actually look at the areas. So but it's overwhelming, the amount of information that I've received over the last few days concerning this. So I'm going to go back, and we're going to go over here. This was revised in 2015, again from the North Dakota Geological Survey, and they've been planning this for a long time. It's just that now they're able to go through with it.
Right. Yeah, this is not about oil, or this is not about gas, oil. This is not about anything pertaining to that. This has to do with uranium deposits, just like Nevada, just like Oregon, just like, the other places that we've seen the land grabs. This is what it's for. It's not for oil. It's not for gas. It's not for anything else other than uranium.
Right.
I'm gonna mute for a second. I gotta blow my nose. Sorry.
And if anyone has any information as to the counties or whatnot that they could forward to me, that would be very helpful in telling exactly where these deposits are. But they've been exploring for uranium for a long time, and we are 6th in the world for uranium production, or 6th or 7th. We're small potatoes in uranium production. So they're looking to mine this because they need uranium for, of course, nuclear weapons, but also for the nuclear power plants that they have, because the uranium depletes. So once the uranium depletes, they have to have more in order to put it into the plants. They have to
into the rods.
They have to replenish that in order to keep the plants running. So
right. They use the uranium for a lot of things. I mean, they use it for that. They use it medically. They use it, there's a number of things that they can use uranium for, and it's there's a lot of money in it.
There's a ton of money in it, and the price has gone up dramatically because of the depletion of it. So,
well, depending on whether you're looking at the prices for the pellets or the prices vary. But yeah, for the most part, they have gone up across the board.
Well, and there's a lot of yellow cake in North Dakota. A lot of yellow cake, and that's the prime stuff right there. This actually shows, this is the one that most interests me right here. This is one that they revised in 2007. I showed this the other day, but it was much smaller. So I'm hoping that this will be more helpful to people watching this video and who are interested in this subject. So this is a revised map. I don't know when the original map was done, but this is the revised version that they did in 2007. Sorry about that. I have animals, and they're loud. So this is a topographical map, and it shows the areas of concentration of the uranium mineral. And the way they mine this stuff is with acid. They'll dig it up. They lay piping in the ground to catch the acid, and I will show I'll show them a chart of what they do, how they do it here shortly. But this, when they dig it, it goes into the air, and when they do the acid refinement of it, it will actually leach into the ground too. Right. So not only is it contaminating the air, but it's contaminating the water.
Not only the ground, the soil, but the groundwater, the water table, and that's not even to mention, I mean, these people are afraid that this pipeline will break eventually and cause an oil or a gas contamination, when in reality, it would cause a uranium contamination through the pipes to find the uranium.
Which is much, much worse than any oil spill ever will be.
Right,
And
because of the radioactive ice.
Go ahead.
Because of the radioactive isotopes. This is why, you know, we are looking at America's secret Chernobyl here.
Yeah, it's going to cause birth defects. It's going to cause lesions in your body. It's going to cause your internal organs to fail. It's going to give you kidney and liver failure. And
well, not only that, but we're looking at now now back in the news. So, you know, it never left, it never stopped. You know, the contamination in the Pacific Ocean still continues, but now we're seeing that, you know, they've had another disaster there in the last week, and, you know, which puts us, because of the flow of the air, the currents, you know, the currents go right across this area too. So we're looking at a double whammy for this area.
Right, and not only just the Pacific Ocean alone has been decimated by this. And
Absolutely.
I would like to point out this little piece right here. This little piece right here tells the current market for uranium. In January 2007, the spot market for uranium was $72 per pound, as compared to $21 in January of 2005 and $9.60 in January 2002. The dramatic price increase is a result of the shortfall of uranium between what the 435 nuclear reactors operating in the world need and what is currently being produced. The shortfall, which equates to 70 million pounds of uranium per year, has been made up by depleting stockpiles that were built up during the last boom cycle and by conversion of nuclear weapons, both of which are diminishing. Projections show this shortfall steadily increasing in the future. As a result, for the first time in 28 years, there is a renewed interest in North Dakota uranium deposits. That is very telling, because this was in 2007.
Wow.
Can you imagine what the market price for uranium is right now? I think it's somewhere in the 90s. Now there's one stock, there's one, and we talked about this the other day also. There's one that shows it below $70. But in all actuality, it's somewhere in the $90 range per pound. Right?
Right.
You had found that, and I don't know how you found that, but I looked, and I looked briefly this morning and didn't find it. So, but I was
Which one? Wait, which one was that?
I was more involved in getting everything ready for today. So,
what was that? Sorry.
The spot price, the spot market price for U3
for uranium. You know what? I had that on the last show, and I tried to find it again. Hold on a second. Keywords I put in to find it.
Uranium spot market price.
No, I don't think that's what I posted in there. Hold on one second. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, the spot UX. Okay. Spot UX price as of the 6th of February. They haven't uploaded or they haven't updated it. Was $26 per kilogram.
Yeah, that's for
pellets. That's not for yellow cake.
Yeah, that's not yellow cake.
Right. That's for pellets.
And then I've got this diagram. Let's show this diagram, because this is the one that shows how they do the uranium leach. And the only reason that I'm going out of screen share while I'm doing this is because I've got messages and whatnot from source. Yeah, I don't want my sources to be given out. They don't want to be given out. So this is how they extract the uranium from the ground. They do an acid drip on the uranium, and they have a piping system similar to what an oil pipe would be like. And the acid drips through the heat and goes into a collection basin, and then it's collected and sent to the processing plant, which, by the way, is not very far away in, was it Wyoming? I want to say it's Wyoming. And I have a diagram of that too somewhere. I'll have to find it. But these processing plants are not very far away from North Dakota at all. In fact, they're just kitty corner from where they're starting the back end pipeline. So, or the back end, excuse me, the Dakota Access Pipeline, from where it starts. So they go through this process and dry it. And again, it states right here it's yellow cake uranium. They're not mining for anything but yellow cake. Was that even showing? It should have been showing.
The pipe, the leaching, yes.
Okay, that's. I don't know why
I'm keeping my screen on the. I'm keeping my screen on the chat on the actual broadcast to make sure that you're screen sharing. So.
Okay, good. Thank you, by the way.
No problem. Got your back.
Let me see, where was that map? I have a map somewhere that shows exactly where these are. Maybe it's in here. There we go.
Yeah, and I'm looking in the chat room. Yeah, Proud America said they could care less who dies from all of this either. It's just more sacrifices for them, which it is. It's true. They don't have any. Human life doesn't mean anything to them. They don't care. I mean, we know that we are just useless eaters, useless feeders, bottom feeders to them. So our lives don't mean anything. It's all about the money. It's all about lining the pockets. It's all about, the survival of them, not us. So, I mean, we're just collateral damage to them. They don't care.
Right. These are the uranium recovery facilities. Up here, like I said, not very far away. In fact, just kitty corner from North Dakota. North Dakota is shown right up here. Are the facilities where they're going to be processing this uranium. So, I mean, they've planned this out pretty well.
I want to on this map, Burdock.
Yeah.
Can you Yeah, pointed to the Dewey burdock, that little gold
This one?
star that's there. Hold on a second. Let me get to the other. Let me get to you real quick. Okay. Yeah, Dewey burdock, where it says Dewey burdock right here. Can you pull up? I think it was the first maps I sent you, or second map, where it says LEAD, L-E-A-D, South Dakota. First ones I sent you. I think it was the very first one I sent you today.
That would be here.
No. Next one. No. Next one.
There it is.
No. Right there. Okay. Now, if you look at this map, Dakota, right here, this red dot is where they are processing the dark matter that they found in underneath. While they were looking for uranium, they also found dark matter, which is what they're using for CERN, which is what they're using here in Chicago, in our CERN facility here. So there's not only it's a double fold for these guys here, because while they were looking for, like I said, while they were looking for the uranium, they also found dark matter.
Okay, will you explain that a little bit? Because I know I got some questions about dark matter. Somebody did comment that they thought dark matter was in space, which is true. It is. That's what makes up a good majority of space.
Right. But dark matter also is brought to the Earth. If you look at heavy water, they have facilities underneath where they collect the isotopes or the ions that come through the solar rays, and it's deposited. Let me pull up. Let me pull up the. It's called the Underground Xeon Experiment, and let me try to find it here for you guys. Yep, they found it underneath below the Black Hills of South Dakota, and they have. It's only been a small amount, but you only need a small amount of dark matter. Dark matter being the opposite of matter. You can't. It can't touch anything else, or you have a pretty much a ELE, Earth changing event. Let me try to find dark matter. Dakota. Here we go. Okay. Right here. The University of Edinburgh. Leeds, South Dakota. There it is. Hold on a second. This was back in 2013 that they found this. So this isn't even new. I will put the link in the chat room, and I'll give it to you again so you can put it in the description area so people can take a look at this. But it says Leeds, South Dakota. Pop up. This was dated 6/17 of 13, and it says, okay, it goes on. Leeds, South Dakota was in the Black Hills, and it was a mining town from the 1870s during the gold rush. And the gold seams went deep. Hundreds of miners and their families settled into the stable, prosperous living in the nearby larger town of Lead. From 1879 until 2000, Homestake Mining Company carved 370 miles of tunnels as deep as 8,000 feet, creating one of the largest mines in the country. 2000, the ore vein exhausted, Homestake shut down, and Lead tumbled into decline. Today, not miners, but scientists don hard hats and neon yellow vests and descend Homestake's mineshaft elevators to nearly a mile underground. They are drawn to the mine's extraordinary depth for a different reason. It provides a quiet environment for detecting faint but earth-penetrating signals from space. Could give scientists insight into the fundamental workings of the universe, and they are breathing a new sense of purpose into LEED, which has struggled to redefine itself since Homestake left. And the Sanford Underground Research Facility is a collaboration between the state of South Dakota and the Department of Energy's Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory and dozens of top research universities. After years of planning and construction, the lab opened last year and scientists are readying their experiments. For decades, physicists have pried into a realm of tiny, elusive particles millions of times smaller than atoms in order to understand the building blocks of the universe. Much of this research has made use of particle accelerators, which is the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland, to smash atoms together and observe the results. But another method involves observing particles hurling through space. On the surface of the Earth, it's difficult to detect these particles because of the background noise of celestial and human-caused radiation. But deep underground, buffered by a mile-thick mass of Earth, most of that background noise is absent, making places like Homestake prime real estate for research. Only a few such facilities exist in the world. One major one is in Italy. The other one is in LEED, South Dakota.
Right. I'm going to bring this up here. I have
copy and paste into the chat room for you guys.
I'm going to bring this up also.
There you go.
People are saying that there's drilling equipment also on the land there in North Dakota, correct?
Right.
I've heard reports of that. Okay. Well, if they are running all of this oil from further up, then why would they need drills at Standing Rock? And I'll tell you why. This is why right here. If you can, I think this is screen sharing, correct? Yes. Okay. This is why they need drills, because the uranium's in the ground. They're going to drill down and put pumps and run it to, ooh, why is that not showing?
You're showing. Oh, well, you were.
This one? I can't see it now. Maybe it's because it's still in my Dropbox. Hold on here. I will go over here to my Dropbox again. I need to be able to see it too. Here it is. Is that showing?
Give it a second.
This isn't the one.
Crap. Hold on a second. I just pushed something on my computer. Frig! I hate my computer. My computer hates me. I hate my computer. Okay, no, we're not seeing anything right now.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to pull this map back up. This, let me get rid of this. Because there it is. And I'll zoom in and come over here. Screen share again. Every time I drop out of my screen, it doesn't want to screen share anymore. So this is another lost my train of thought there. I've been up hours and hours and hours going over this stuff. This is another map of all of the pipelines that are going to be running. So we have Keystone pipeline. That's this like light colored one, or maybe that's this one. Oh, but they're all interconnecting at some point. All these pipelines are interconnecting at some point. And not only that, but they lead to the refineries. So all of this area, and this is where the Keystone, or this is where the Dakota Access Pipeline pretty much starts, is in this area. And all of these piping, all of this piping is actually connecting and going to these various places like South Dakota and Wyoming, where they have the facilities to refine the uranium. So again, it's not speculation. This is all well documented by the government. They've already made plans to do this. And here's all the maps to show it. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is part of the processing plant. And what they're doing is they're gonna run these pipes down to the processing plants after they drip it with acid and leach it out of the ground. Then they're going to send them to these processing plants where they have submersible pumps, pull it up into the mine or into the processing plant and process it. So, but again, all of these pipelines at some point join. Keystone Pipeline, Dakota Access Pipeline, and the Bakken Pipeline. So if you have any doubts whatsoever that they're mining for uranium, this should put those doubts at ease. Excuse me. So we have other things that we're going to show during this broadcast too. And one of them is the Navajo Reservation in North Dakota, or I'm sorry,
New Mexico.
New Mexico, in Church Rock, New Mexico. And I happen to have contact that has a family member in that area. So I'm going to talk to them and whatnot, but and see what info they can give me on what's going on there. But it's going to take 100 years for the cleanup of a mine that hasn't been used for quite a long time. It's absolutely amazing the amount of damage that this does. So if you think a pipeline burst is going to do some damage,
Exactly.
nothing. That's absolutely
Exactly. So I mean, okay. Am I the only one seeing a connection here between this uranium deposit and the American Indian reservations?
no. It's all about that. They
No.
Our government.
I mean, somebody somewhere is looking at it going, damn, why did we put them there? You know, we wanted them off of our land, we give them other land, and now, oh, look, we're going to take it back because we found.
Right. It even says here, they sweep it under the rug. This gentleman worked in the mine, and it wasn't very far away from his home. He could see it from his house. He said he went in there for money. He said while he's seated in the same outdoor chair on another day this spring, because it was the only place with money coming out of it. He's unsure whether the radiation contributed to his diabetes. At any rate, the federal law that provides compensation to early miners has a 1971 cutoff date, so his tenure isn't covered. They sweep it under the rug, Bell said, complaining that all these years later, the mess is still across the road from him. And believe me, they're not going to clean this crap up, because that's what they do. They mess stuff up and then they leave it. It's Native Americans. That's what the white man does. They came in and desecrated our home. Now, I want to say something right here, because a lot of us have Native blood in us. Even though we appear to be white, a lot of us have Native blood in us, and many of us do not believe in what's going on. We do not support what's going on in the taking over of the tribal lands. We do not. And there's a lot of people that don't care out there, but I'm here to tell you that there's some of us who do.
What's it called?
That's why I'm here doing this, because I care, because I give a shit, because I care.
Damien, what is it called when they do the whole uranium process with the acid? What is that called again?
It's called leaching.
Leaching?
Yep. It is.
That's okay. I've just got somebody arguing with me on my Facebook.
It's called leaching. Let me see if I can pull it up. See?
No, it's okay. I've got it. I got it.
Nope. It's called heap leaching recovery.
Heap leaching recovery? Yep. HEAP?
HEAP. Because they put it in a heap and they put acid on it, and it drips through and basically liquefies the uranium and collects it. And then it's kind of like I don't know anything about this, but it's kind of like,
well, that's because, well, somebody was saying that, I was saying that they were putting, he says, you can't mix uranium and oil in the same pipe. You're crazy. I said, I never said they were. I said the Dakota Access Pipeline is used as a cover-up to put in the pipes for heap leaching recovery of the uranium.
Right. And you can see that right here. They use the same, they're using the same type of process to move. I'm going to show this so people can see again. This is how they do it.
Right.
They take the uranium, they dig it up, which puts it into the air. They heap it up. They drip it with acid. It goes into a pipe, a collection basin, they call it, and it's shipped off to a processing plant. And see, it's a liquid. You can see it's a liquid here.
Right.
It's kind of like manufacturing methamphetamines. If you want to like go to the chemical composition of stuff, you mix your chemicals and it extracts the stuff that you want to extract, and then you put it through a process and it comes out dry.
Now, here's the thing is, what do they do, or what is, I should say, what is the that picture right there?
This one? It's in a drop box. Yeah, I can. Hold on just a minute. I can.
Can you, I would like that picture real quick. It's, you know, what is the byproduct of this process? What do they do with the you see the 3 basins of chemicals before they get to the dried uranium. Where does this, what, I mean, are we using, do we know, and what is the how do they get rid of them?
That I don't know. Hold on just a minute and we'll see if I can find it.
Okay. Chat room says there's giant ponds. They jump at where? He says there's giant ponds with these chemicals in it, just sitting at these leaching facilities.
Okay, here we go. As a precursor to the nuclear fuel cycle, uranium recovery focuses on extracting or mining natural uranium ore from the earth and concentrating or milling that ore. These recovery operations produce a product called yellow cake, which is transported to a fuel cycle facility, which is probably what they're doing, you know, with the lime. There, the yellow cake is transformed into fuel, blah, 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 blah. In addition to yellow cake, uranium recovery operations generate waste products called byproduct materials that contain low levels of radioactivity. For mining activities, the regulatory responsibility depends on the extraction method that the given facility uses, specifically conventional mining, where uranium ore is removed from deep underground shafts or shallow open pits, is regulated by the Office of Surface Mining and the U.S. Department of the Interior and the individual states where the mines are located. By contrast, the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission regulates in situ recovery, which is exactly what they're doing in this area, where the uranium ore is chemically altered underground before being pumped to the surface for further processing. What I wanted to know was how, okay, what do they do with the byproduct? That's what I was looking for.
Mike in the chat room says that they dump it into giant ponds.
I believe that.
Yeah, he gave us a, hold on a second. You know what? Can you give Mike a wrench real quick so he can drop that link in?
You bet.
Just wrench him real quick so he can drop it in, and then you can take it. But Mike, can you read?
I'm gonna copy and paste this to you.
Those 2 links that you put in as soon as Damien gives you the wrench, and then I'll take a look at those and.
Hold on. I'm going to. I'm going to also send this to you real quick.
Oh, by the way, I got that picture.
Here, this is that piece that I was just reading.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Copy link. Okay, I'm going to post it in that.
All right, Mike, you're ready.
There you go, Mike. If you could just drop in those links that you just put in, sweetheart, that would be great.
And what are these? Oh, heap leaching. Okay. Yeah, that's for copper heap leaching. Which is,
yeah, but he put the other one up above.
Which is basically,
there's another one that
it's the same thing, almost. You know, they're just using different. They're just using a different type of acid.
Right.
where they're probably using hydrochloric acid or something similar to hydrochloric acid in order to remove the uranium. But again, they have to drill down into the ground, stick a sump pump down in there, and then they pour this acid onto the ground, which further annihilates the ground. But then they pipe it and suck it all up and send it to the treatment facility, which is not very far away in retrospect to everything going on.
You know, I mean, it's weird. Well, it's not weird, but you know, the first show that we did on this, you know, looking at the information, I was shocked. But actually now having the few days that's been between then and now to process everything, and now to look at all of this, it's mind blowing, Damien.
It makes a lot of sense though, doesn't it?
It does. It makes complete sense. Yeah. I mean, we're actually looking at the possibility of 2 pipelines next to each other, 2 different products. We're talking about gas, oil, and this acid as for the mining of the uranium right underneath these people's noses, and they have no clue what's going on.
Exactly. Well, they do now.
They do now.
At least a few thousand people know. Because this is circulated quite quickly over the last couple of days, I might add. And I know that just from the views that I've had almost 500 views on my video on my channel. I know that you've had a lot too. I don't know what your numbers are. I can see the numbers on your YouTube views, but I can't see your Facebook views or anything like that. And another person
between your channel, my channel, and Jay Grady's channel, I think we probably got close to maybe 5,000 views.
Holy moly!
Altogether. I do want to. I have a friend of mine who was Dakotas. He was there and he was broadcasting live from there. Let me onto my other Facebook account. I'm friends with him over there. And I am going to send him to the show.
Yeah, if anyone can share this link, that would be fantastic. I've posted it to some water protector groups, and DAPL groups. So I'm hoping that this video is a little more informative for those people who weren't really enthused about the first video. But again, it's a live broadcast. I waited a few minutes for people to get in on the first broadcast, and I wasn't really prepared.
Well, I mean, I always tell people, you know what, welcome to live broadcast, because that's what we do. I mean, we sit here, we talk about the information, and you know, they want the instant, the instant gratification. They want the 3-minute video to tell them, and that's not what they're going to. It's not what they're going to get here.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't give all this information in 5 minutes.
Right.
This is a very complicated thing. I mean, the government's worked 40 years on this, and I can't give 40 years of information in 10 minutes. I mean, I would like to be able to do that, but in order for everyone to be as informed as they need to be on this, it takes longer. And I've always said you can't get the truth in 5 minutes.
Nope. And we can't present the information here in 5 minutes either. I mean, we can, but it's not going to do you justice. And it's not going to do the information justice either.
It's not. It's not going to give them the parameters and the information that they need to work with. If they're going to fight this, if we are all going to fight this, it's not even just them. It's all of us. If we don't all band together and provide information, because I don't even know how I stumbled onto the person that's giving me all this information, because I didn't compile all this myself. I compiled some of it, yes, but much of this information coming from a scientific source.
Here's the thing, baby. Yeah, but here's the thing: is once you start doing these broadcasts, people come to you. That's what I found. It's crazy because I mean, every day when I check my messages, I have more and more information.
No one else.
Just drop it.
I'm glad that this was brought to me, because, well, and I'm sure that somebody else has been given the information, but they didn't do anything with it. They ignored it.
Right.
And that's why when I was given this information, I took it straight away and put it up and told what I could about it, because it's that important. Even though it was a little jumbled up and a little bit, it wasn't screen sharing right and all that, it was important to know.
Okay, I just sent this on to Derek Brose. Derek Brose is a journalist out of Texas, and he was up at the Dakota Pipeline. He was broadcasting from there for quite a while. I can see there he's not there right now, but I'm going to give him this information.
Well, I know that Chase Iron Eyes is a huge voice for the Dakota Access Pipeline protest. I have not been able to get a hold of him yet. I have messaged him, but I have not been able to get a hold of him. If anyone knows Chase Iron Eyes, I need this information to get to him.
Name doesn't sound familiar.
He is the political figurehead for, well, he's running for Congress for North Dakota. So he's a political figure in North Dakota for all of this.
Cool. I will see what I can do on that.
Chase Iron Eyes.
Okay. Let's see what I can do then.
He produces quite a few videos for people in the protest. Well, he actually gets on and talks about what's going on. You know what I mean? The same as Mr. Dewey.
Okay. Right.
I know who these people are because I've watched it. I've watched through the entirety of this. That's why when this was brought to me, I thought it was very important to get out.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. 100%. I mean,
this does not just affect the Native American nation.
No, this doesn't. This affects everyone. All of us.
And it's 10 times more dangerous than any pipeline ever could be.
Exactly. Oh. I'm going to actually do a little bit more research on this whole leaching process and try to find out where, what these, I want to know what the byproduct of this is and what they do with it.
Well, they may be using some of the byproduct because it still has nuclear waste in it. Maybe using that for fuel rods or something.
Right.
But I doubt very
Yeah.
much that they're using it for something like fuel rods because they need the.
Well, they need the pure stuff for that.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take a look at some of this information and try to put something together here. Craziness. Crazy, crazy.
If you want to take over for a moment, I'll let me send you these links real quick.
Sure. What you got?
I did send you. I know I sent you this one. This is in the list. You know, the list that I sent you this morning. That's got almost all the links to the stuff that I have.
Okay.
I just need to step away for a minute, and I'd be right back. I'll hand you over the controls.
Okay. Throw me the link that you want me to.
I'll mute myself.
Okay, I've got them. Let me just pull it up here.
And I handed you the controls. Your box is highlighted. So.
Okay. Well, I'm going to actually read it off mine. So let's. You want me to talk about the Utah? 3 new uranium minerals in Utah?
Yeah, that's helpful information also because it's all connected. All of this is connected. There and
I think it's very interesting is that these are not new mines that they're using. These are old mines that have pretty much outdone their time. I mean, these are
are you talking about the recommissioned mines?
commissioned mines, yes. I mean,
Yep.
and we're seeing
And
this
there's
all
a
over the place.
whole list of them.
We're talking about decommissioned. These are mines that were used for diamonds. They were used for, other resources. And, like I said, with the dark matter, finding that there's other things in these mines now. Well, in Utah, second, let me copy link. Let me put this into myself so I can share this with you guys. Hopefully my computer will today. It's moving really slow. So I can show you guys this. Mines that are located in Utah, same thing. Different mines, other things. And they are being recommissioned to uranium. So give me a second here, guys. I really don't know why my computer is running so slow. I did everything, left it on all night. I don't know. It went to sleep, so. Not. Okay, here we go. Let me pull this up for you guys, and we'll do a screen share. And share. So, scientists discovered 3 new uranium minerals in Utah. Hopefully, you guys are seeing this. I'll just go over here real quick. There you are. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Okay. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. Let me ask you guys, are you seeing my screen share? Are you seeing it? Okay, cool. Sorry about that. It's just, it's rebuffering on, I can't see it if you guys are or not. Okay, so scientists, and now we have a, of course, there we go. Okay, so here we go. 3 new minerals discovered by Michigan Tech alumnus are secondary crust found in old uranium mines. They are bright yellow and hard to find. The mines closed 4 decades ago, but that doesn't stop air and water from traveling along the tunnels of Red Canyon. The old opening at the mine, the adit, cuts straight into the hill and has helped make new minerals. The adit opens to a dry panorama in southern Utah. The hills have eyes. It's that kind of creepy barren desert landscape. This Notre Dame graduate student studying uranyl mineral compounds adds that he and others find mineralogy so exciting because the idea that there are things we still don't know and someone can see pretty crystals and appreciate it. So I thought it was quite interesting because on this page, right here, uranium prices to double. That they were definitely going to be going up in price, or they have gone up in price. So I'm going to post this into the chat room for you guys. And it shows you guys the different that they're finding out in these old. So let me just give you this one copy. Let me put it in the chat room for you guys to take a look at that one. And I have one more to show you. Let me stop sharing real quick. I don't want to share the chat room. Oh, let me see. I don't know what's going on with this. So we're going to.
What's going on?
Oh, my computer's just being stupid.
It's okay. I can take back. I can take over again.
All right. I just posted that link in the chat room. And, you know, it's funny because I just got your message. It's funny because, you know, on that same page, it's advertising, telling people that, you know, uranium prices are going to
skyrocket. Yeah. And now they have. It's 10 years later. 10 years. So you can imagine what the actual price is versus what they're going to
like we said on the last show, Damien, you know what? I don't take too much stock in unintended, but I don't take too much stock in stock prices because we know that those numbers are all padded. Those numbers are
they're not close. They're not even close to the real numbers.
Exactly. So, you know, I don't take, like I said, I don't take too much stock in the numbers. I just know that whatever they tell us, it's probably, you know, I mean, they're not going, they don't want people to know that they are mining uranium. They don't want people to know that these pipelines are going through uranium rich land. They don't want people to know that, you know, this Dakota Access Pipeline is being used as a front. The other pipelines that are being installed to leach uranium, to mine uranium.
Right. And like I said, all of these pipelines at one point connect to one another and go to South Dakota and to Wyoming where they're refining this stuff. And
right. So when you look at the map, when you look at the map of the Dakota Access Pipeline and you see it making that unexplainable tilt, you now know why.
Right. Well, the whole point of the matter is when you get down to it and you look at, because like I said, I have a bunch of maps in my Dropbox. So when you look at these pipelines, and I'll show it again because I want people to understand that all of these pipelines, and I'm sorry about the integrity of the picture because it is a small picture and I actually don't have the ability to blow it up and keep the integrity. But as you can see, all these pipelines are running into one another, and at some point they all go this way down to Wyoming and this way to South Dakota, where they're going to these refineries. So if they were going to run one pipeline,
Right.
clear from Canada, well up here where they're starting the pipeline, then why would they need to drill on this land here in North Dakota? Why would they have to drill there if they already have the source drilled?
Damien, you're not sharing.
Oh, good Lord.
Sorry.
Hold on. Oh yeah, that's because I have you boxed up. Hold on. Let me get this and then I can share it. If they, why is it not doing what I want? Damn it. All right. That should be sharing now.
Hold on a second. I'm not seeing it yet. Give it a second.
Oh, I'm going to start it over.
And,
It should be sharing now.
yeah. Hold on.
The joys of Hangouts.
No? Seriously, I'm not
YouTube.
seeing it on the screen yet.
Should be. Let me present to everyone, and maybe that'll do it. Is that doing it?
There you go.
Okay.
On the screen now.
All these pipelines are actually connecting. So you can see where they connect and where they're running to, all to Wyoming.
Oh, we lost it again.
Huh?
Lost it again. There you, never mind, you got it.
Oh, you might be on a lag.
Yep, we're on a lag. You got it though, you're good.
Okay. But all of these pipelines are connected. So have no question in your mind that that's what they're doing. All these pipelines, regardless of what they say, lead to these refineries. It's not an oil refinery, it's a uranium refinery. But they have to drill the area, pour their acid on it, collect it, pump it to these refineries, and then refine the uranium into dried yellow cake. So, and it shows it's Keystone, it's Keystone XL, it's Forebears, it's the Basin Transload, it's Bakken Mink, it's all of them. All of them are going to one source, and then of course they can probably pipe oil in one of these pipes, but they're not piping oil through all of these. They're not. This may be the pipe for oil, but all of these other pipes that they're showing, it's not for oil. And I guarantee you they'll be drilling in these other states as well, because this is all high concentrated uranium, and that's what they want.
Well, like I said, Damien, I'm going to start looking into this whole leaching process, and because I want to see where this is. I think these people need to worry more about water being contaminated by this than the oil and gas.
Absolutely. I mean, oil, yes, oil, we have a ton of oil pipelines and whatnot. But the whole fact of the matter is that when you get down to it, this is the whole of it right here.
It is. Absolutely. I do believe that.
See, you see this? This is Dakota Access. And this is the pipe, and they can say whatever it is. This is WBI Energy Transmission, which is another affiliate. But this goes directly to this refining area.
Wow. Holy cow.
And look, there's your lead right there, or lead.
Well, it's pronounced lead.
Okay, lead.
L-E-E-D is how it's pronounced. Lead.
L-E-A-D.
Yeah.
It's L-E-A-D. But still.
Right, but it's pronounced L-E-E-D. But yeah, it's exactly where it is.
This pipeline is going directly to these refining areas and this refining area in lead.
Yep, that's what I said. When you showed me these maps and when I saw lead on it, I was like, whoa. We're talking more than uranium here. We're talking more than.
Right.
So, yep. Call me crazy.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. You can call me crazy, but I'm not crazy. What's that?
I'm not crazy. My mother had me tested.
And again, it didn't want to screen share. Why is it not wanting to screen share my?
Catch up. I'm eating my leftover dinner from last night.
And here's another telling, and I know they'll want to see this. These are all the pipeline incidents since 1985.
See if I can see it. Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Nope. Those are all of the incidents since 1986.
Oh my goodness.
And this was done in 2013 is when this map was actually made. So you can see the amount of pipeline bursts and whatnot. And it's over $6 billion. It's almost $7 billion in damages.
Wow.
So they're not wrong. When they scream that this oil pipeline, supposed oil pipeline, is a detriment, they're not wrong. Because look at all this.
Unbelievable.
And it doesn't matter how blurry that picture gets. You can see exactly the damage that it's done and how many pipelines have burst. And let's just look over the last year. How many pipelines have burst over this last year? Countless.
Some of them are in your area.
Yep. Sure enough. But this in particular would be worse than all of those probably combined. If a pipe full of uranium burst, you know how many millions and millions and millions of people would more than likely die?
And like I said, I mean, that's like I said, I mean, that article that I was reading from earlier was titled America's Secret Chernobyl, because it's exactly what would happen.
It's exactly what would happen. And there's already millions of people in the South, kind of Midwest, that have been, and I have a report on that too, that have been contaminated. Their water's been contaminated by uranium, and that's the one we couldn't get to earlier. Remember?
Yeah.
This one, Central U.S. And I tried to open it, but
is that the one that they scrubbed?
Yep, it's the one. It's the one that we showed just the other day. And I'm going to show people that after we provided this information, show them that after we provided this information on our first broadcast, they took it off. It's gone, completely gone. And I had the link saved, so I know for a fact that it's the right link, but it's gone. So don't think for a minute that they're not trying to hide this. It's a fact that they're trying to hide it. It's a fact that they've tried. They're trying to hide this uranium mine under the guise of a pipeline. That's a fact. I will, let me see if I can pull up another one of these pages that I have saved in our chat. Last year, this was put up for a new uranium mine project in South Dakota, and it's under decommissioning. They're going to go through Darrow, Freeze Out, and Triangle abandoned uranium mines in the Black Hills.
Are you trying to show me?
No, I haven't.
Okay, cool. I was that.
But again, I'm going to put all of these links, which have other links attached inside the website, so you'll be able to actually go in and look at this massive information that they put together on all of these mines. These are abandoned mines that they're going to be using again. What it says, cleanup is not necessary at abandoned uranium mines in the project area of the proposed Dewey Burdock uranium mine. You know why? Because they're going to use it again.
Right.
And this is in the Black Hills of South Dakota.
Just amazing how we are seeing South Dakota come up in all of these articles.
Well,
North and South Dakota.
It's running through North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, Illinois, and all of these places, see, major source of radon exposure overlooked at former Fernald uranium processing plant in Ohio. And all of this is on this one page. Oregon, Pennsylvania, South Dakota again. Tennessee Valley Authority in South Dakota. Texas. Utah.
Unbelievable.
Wyoming. And all of these areas are, with the exception of Utah and Pennsylvania, they don't get much on Pennsylvania anyway. But they're decommissioning these mines and they're going to use them again. All of these mines are along the route, the pipeline route. I was looking for
You get it?
Yeah, I'm just looking for this other one.
Okay, I'm going to mute for a second.
Okay. That's not the one either. I apologize, everyone. I'm going through these to try and find a particular page. Again, I have a ton of information on all this, and I will include all of these links in the description box so that you're able to go to these sites yourself. And if anyone would like the maps, because I can't put them in the description, I'd like for you to be able to get them. So if you message me on Messenger, then I'll be glad to send you copies of the maps, and whatever else. If I have links that I come upon in the time that it takes for you to message me, then I'll add those links as well. But I do want people to have this stuff. So just message me on Messenger. It's Damian Maynard, DAMION MAYNARD, and or send me a message in the comment section of the video, and I'll do my very best to get you those. So I don't know which. But what do you think there, Lori?
Like I said, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around this whole leaching process. Sorry.
I know, well, that's not new to me, but because I'm familiar with how they pull copper and stuff like that out. Other than because they have the Rainbow mines in Nevada, and I actually know a couple of people that work in the Rainbow copper mines in Nevada, north of Elko, which they use some of that same process, but they also mine it traditionally. But this is all new to me. I knew nothing about uranium mining before I started all this. And what's hard for me to grasp is that our government, it's not hard for me to grasp that our government lies to us, but it's hard for me to grasp the fact that they would lie on such a scale and to promote something like oil being drilled instead of, and I know why they don't want to tell the truth, because people wouldn't let them do it.
Right, exactly. That is exactly why people wouldn't let them do it.
And the whole fact of the matter is that the land that they are using, the land in North Dakota that they're saying they bought, was never the nation, the North Dakota nation never gave them permission to take that land. They did not buy it. They put money into an escrow for the day that the Indian nation would finally sell them the land. They never sold that land to them. Never. They said no. And they said, okay, well, we're going to take it anyway. Just like they do with everyone else. That if they want to build a highway through your yard and you don't want to sell them your land, they're going to take it.
Absolutely. They technically don't really need, they don't need permission. A lot of the between the U.S. government and the Native Americans, if you look at a lot of those treaties, you'll find that the treaties were not even signed by high-ranking leaders. They were signed by, just regular run-of-the-mill Joes. That don't even make them legal. I mean, if you research into that, you'll find that they would pay people off the street, or people off the reservation, I should say, to sign these documents, and they would take them, and I can't remember exactly which one I'm talking about. I'm talking about this topic, but it's happened a few times where they've taken not to be stereotypical, but they've taken drunk natives and had them sign these treaties, and they have held up in court because
they didn't. No, they weren't already drunk. They got them drunk.
No, I know that. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, they got them drunk, and then said, "Hey, we'll give you this if you give us this," and they're like, "Hey, yeah." No.
You know, and this has been going on for a long time. This is nothing new.
It's absolutely atrocious.
Absolutely is. And yet it's been going on forever. Started stealing their land.
Right. Since the very beginning. Since we gave, well, not we, but our ancestors gave them blankets full of
smallpox.
Dude, smallpox. Yeah. And they knew it.
Yep.
But I want to thank everyone for coming. I want to thank everyone who viewed this video. Again, if you need any information that I have not provided in the description box, please feel free to get a hold of me. If you want to discuss any matters that maybe you're aware of that I'm not aware of, feel free to call me. My phone number is 843-450-1413. I don't have a problem taking a call day or night. This is like the most important issue on my plate right now. So for anyone listening that has information, or if you want to discuss something of importance, whether it be a question or an answer or whatever, please feel free to call me. My email is WALKFORTHEFALLEN at gmail.com. So it's walkforthefallen at gmail. Lori, do you want to do a plug?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have any information you would like to send, send me, I'm always open for new suggestions or information that you have to send. If you can't get a hold of Damien, you can message me. It's turnfortruth@gmail.com. It's TURNFORTRUTH@gmail.com. Or you can find us over at the Underground Resistance Network here on YouTube, or you can on Facebook. My Facebook is public. And, if you can't send me a message, or for some reason, you go ahead and comment on one of I will get back to you.
So thank you all for coming. Thank you for listening. And don't give up the fight. This is one of the most important matters in the last 100 years. And yeah. I'm behind you all the way. No DAPL.
Thank you, Damien.
Have a good day, everyone. No worries, Lori. Thank you.